Sarawakians call to celebrate diversity. BUKIT ASSEK is set to be transformed and fireworks light up the night sky. Good evening, everyone. I'm Douglas Elliott and you're with me for TVS Nightline. In conjunction with the Chinese New Year celebration, the Young Dipertua Negeri of Sarawak Tun PEHIN Sri ABDUL TAIB MAHMUD has called upon Sarawakians to unite and celebrate our cultural diversity, adding that the exchange of cultural participation by different races has made Sarawak and Malaysia in general that much unique.
Because of this, therefore, we have made Malaysia in general and Sarawak in particular is a multiracial country without us feeling that we have lost something by sharing.
TAIB added that through the cultural celebrations, the people can renew and strengthen the lasting relationship among the various ethnic groups in the state.
I wish you all Kong Shi Fat Chai and make you us all the Malaysian that we are more and more, and make this country not only prosperous but a happy multiracial people as a whole. Kong Shi Fat Chai and Selamat Tahun Baru Cina bagi all of us. May God give us the peace and the good life that we used to enjoy, and with greater prosperity from year to year. Kong Shi Fat Chai. Okay.
Chief Minister Dr. Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, in his Chinese New Year message, praised the Chinese community for their confidence in the Gabungan Party Sarawak GPS government during the 12th state election. In the December 18 polls, the community has helped GPS secure 76 out of the 82 seats that was at stake.
Pointing to the appointment of SUPP President Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, Abang Johari promised a more meaningful Chinese participation in the government, as the Chinese community has been proven to show tremendous confidence in the party's capability. Adding to that, Abang Johari said the 34-point manifesto embodied GPS's sincerity and promise to look after the welfare and interests of the people, and at the same time further develop the state.
As head of the GPS government, I must thank the Rakyat for returning GPS with a resounding mandate as a government to administer the state for the next 5 years. I would like to particularly thank our Chinese friends who have shown tremendous confidence in the GPS administration, and my promise of a more meaningful Chinese participation in the government has not been a hollow promise, as proven by the appointment of a deputy chief minister from the Chinese community.
As such, Abang Johari assured the community that his administration will do their best to fulfill what was promised to them in the manifesto and stay on track to become a developed state by 2030. He added that with the solid support of the Rakyat, the state could become a digital economic power with excellent infrastructure and utilities, and the people enjoying high income.
To be able to achieve that high rate of growth is a tall order. But I am confident that with the solid support of the Rakyat and the efficacy of our state civil service, Sarawak can become a digital economic power, boast of excellent infrastructure and utilities, and the people enjoying high income. It is not impossible to achieve if we are all focused on achieving what we have set out to do.
In the same Chinese New Year message, Chief Minister Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said that the BUKIT ASSEK area in Cebu would soon transform into a vibrant and thriving part of Cebu's downtown core. Citing Batu Kawah and Kuching as an example, he stated that the redevelopment will help attract investment and further boost the economic activities in the area.
To that end, the Land Custody and Development Authority LCDA has been entrusted to spearhead the task to revamp the 500-acre low-lying water lodge part of Cebu into a modern cityscape.
Needless to say, development needs proper planning and the will to drive its implementation. The Batu Kawah area in Kuching is a case in point, which have seen considerable development in the past few years because there has been a genuine desire and a political will to turn the area into another vibrant part of Kuching City.
However, Abang Johari noted that it will be an uphill task and will take some time to materialize.
But again, with a strong political will, I believe it can be done for the benefit of the people of Cebu and Sarawak as a whole.
It is undeniable that the Chinese community places great emphasis on the education of their children. As such, Abang Johari stressed that the existing Chinese schooling system should not be ignored, as it contributes to the development of Sarawak's human resources.
Citing China's national economy, the Chief Minister said it precedes Sarawak's human resources development in the context of the state's regional economic influences. Therefore, as a government that practices inclusivity, the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS continues to provide annual assistance to 14 Chinese private secondary schools throughout Sarawak. For that purpose, he said that the state government was recently presented a grant of 10 million ringgit as a continuation of the efforts initiated by his predecessor.
Sabah is keen to explore new areas of cooperation with Sarawak to further drive the growth of the two states. And his maiden visit to Kuching, Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Haji Noor said the two Bornean states share similarities in both culture and history as well as struggles. Earlier today, the Sabah Chief Minister paid a courtesy call to Sarawak Chief Minister Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg to discuss matters concerning both states as regional partners in the Federation of Malaysia. Among matters discussed during the meeting include the relationship between the state government and the federal government, the need for political stability, Sarawak's rights, and the common stand Sarawak and Sabah could take in pursuing state rights. Accompanying Hajiji were three Deputy Ministers, Datuk Sri Penglima Pung Mokhtar Radin, Datuk Sri Penglima Dr. Jeffrey Kitingan, and Datuk Dr. Joachim Gonsalam. Also in attendance were Sabah State Assembly Speaker Datuk Kazim Yahya and Sabah State Secretary Datuk Sri Penglima Safar Unsang.
Kau adalah Abang Mehron.
Kau mau kami orang ah? Aku mau keadilan dan kebenaran.
Aku ada benda pada kau dah hilang. Kalah! Aku akan pastikan kau tak tangkap dan disabitkan kesalahan atas jenayah yang kau polah kat situ. Kau yang pembunuh apa yang ganda Umi.
Kekal setia bersama dengan saya Sharon Kezia pada setiap hari Selasa pukul 9.30 pagi hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Vaksinasi adalah langkah pencegahan bagi memutuskan rantaian COVID-19. Vaksin perlu melalui 2 peringkat kajian sebelum diluluskan penggunaannya. Pertama, kajian praklinikal vaksin di peringkat makmal merangkumi ujian sel kultur dan haiwan. Manakala peringkat kedua, kajian klinikal vaksin yang membabitkan manusia dan merangkumi 3 fasa. Fasa pertama, kajian membabitkan puluhan sukarelawan untuk mengetahui kesan tidak balas dan keselamatan vaksin peringkat awal. Kedua, kajian terhadap ratusan sukarelawan untuk mengetahui tahap keselamatan secara mendalam serta keperluan dos vaksin. Dan fasa ketiga, kajian melibatkan ribuan sukarelawan untuk mengetahui kesan sampingan yang jarang berlaku serta tahap keberkesanan vaksin. Bagi kelulusan vaksin, pihak berkuasa regulatory farmasi negara akan meneliti keputusan kajian klinikal sebelum vaksin diluluskan.
Welcome back. 17 individuals were successfully evacuated at the Baram Civic Centre following a flash flood that struck several areas in MARUDI on Sunday. Though the operation went smoothly, netizens were quick to label the authorities inefficient as they deemed the government had failed to tackle the problem. And to this, First Assistant Minister for Public Health, Housing and Local Government, Dr. Pengwan Mangal, said the news are incorrect.
He said such negative remarks have been floating around for the past 2 to 3 days. Peng Wang has reported the situation directly to the chairman of the State Disaster Management Committee SDMC, Dato' Ahmad Douglas Ugah Ambas, that 2 areas were greatly affected by the floods were Beluru and Marudi. The minister made his statement during his visit at the evacuation center. To help relieve the flood victims, 1,000 ringgit will be handed out to each family through Marudi District Office while proposing a reservoir project as a preventive measure for any incidents of flash floods in the future. Additionally, a total of 2,197 food packs were distributed to 29 longhouses in the Poyut Lubok Nibong area located at Central Baram. Regan Edwin, an administrative officer from the district office, said the aid was delivered via water and land transportation.
Kuching District Police Headquarters had successfully achieved 30 key performance indicators or KPI targeted for the year 2021. The KPI involved charges, arrest, operations, narcotics and traffic and crime prevention programs. Its police chief ACP Ashman Baja said despite the challenges throughout 2021, his team is highly committed in performing their duties for the welfare of the community. According to Ashman, Kuching District has recorded a decrease in criminal index cases with 31.52% or 429 cases for the year 2021.
Walaupun Kuching mengalami penurunan jenayah yang sangat signifikan dengan jumlah yang sangat tinggi, banyak negatif ataupun menurun 32%, tetapi itu bukan satu gambaran keadaan yang sebenarnya. Kalau melihat daripada respon daripada pemimpin masyarakat dan segelintir masyarakat yang sempat memberikan respon pada saya, mereka masih merasakan banyak kerja yang perlu dibuat.
He said this at the Kuching Police Headquarters monthly assembly on Monday. At the event, a total of 23 senior police officers received promotion letters and also a total of 16 police officers received letters of appreciation from the Sarawak Police Commissioner.
Ingatkan diri masing-masing. Dalam masa kita melaksanakan tugas, pastikan tugas yang kita laksanakan itu menepati kehendak. Perkhidmatan yang kita sampaikan dapat diterima dan dirasai oleh golongan sasar yang kita tuliskan.
Ashman hopes that the officers will be able to improve the service quality in addition to uphold the trust among the team. 2 drug dealers were successfully nabbed by the Malaysian Royal Customs Department in 2 different raids. The department's acting director Muhammad Nasri Arifin said both suspects are locals and was arrested in Kuching and Miri respectively.
The 30-year-old suspect was then charged at the magistrate court and was remanded, awaiting the rementioning of the case scheduled on February 18. The result of his urine sample test will be presented during the hearing. Additionally, a package was seized when the suspect was arrested at the Biaramas bus terminal.
Hasil pemeriksaan rapi yang dilakukan ke atas bungkusan berkenaan telah membawa kepada penemuan sejumlah 358 paket luksina yang disyaki mengandungi serbuk kristal dipercayai dadah jenis methamphetamine. Berat kasar kesemua serbuk kristal tersebut adalah lebih kurang 1,115 gram dan dianggarkan bernilai ringgit Malaysia RM47,500.
Similar charge was pressed on the suspect in Miri by the Miri High Court. The 44-year-old suspect was nabbed at the premise of a courier company while receiving a package containing illegal drugs.
Hasil pemeriksaan yang dilakukan ke atas bungkusan berkenaan telah membawa kepada penemuan sebungkus plastik lutsina yang mengandungi serbuk putih dipercayai dadah jenis ketamin yang dianggarkan seberat 1,000 gram. Turut dijumpai satu paket serbuk minuman jenama Juice Master di dalam beg sandang suspek tersebut dan hasil pemeriksaan mendapati kandungan dalam anggaran seberat 28 gram iaitu dipercayai dadah jenis ketamin.
Both suspects will be sentenced under Section 39B in bracket 1 in bracket A of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 for smuggling drugs. If found guilty, both suspects could face the gallows under Section 39B in bracket 2 of the same act.
Muka Division Dragon Lion Dance and Wushu Association Chairman Ho Ing-xiang is grateful that the lion dance is allowed in Sarawak in conjunction with the Chinese New Year celebration this year, noting that it has been 2 years since the lion dance was last performed. Since the announcement, however, the association received many bookings for their services.
Jadi tradisi tarian singa ni merupakan tu satu tradisi Cina lah. Kalau tahun baru tak ada tarian singa, agak sedikit pelik lah. Jadi ini memang dari tahun berapa 500 tahun dulu sudah ada punya tradisi lah. Jadi saya punya visi ialah mau bawa ini di muka, jangan putuskan tradisi inilah. Memang untuk kekal untuk masyarakat sini dan dia dapat bagi meriah, bagi orang happy untuk orang muka sini lah. Tahun ni kami pun terima banyak booking dari kedai, press meter juga rumah-rumah lah, juga banyak rumah untuk tarian singa ni lah. Kerana sudah 2 tahun kami tidak buat tarian singa sudah. Jadi tahun ni kami lepas government keluar SOP untuk tarian singa, kami cepat bersedia untuk ini tarian singa lah untuk masyarakat Cina di muka sini lah. Okay. Dan setakat ni kami sudah terima banyak order sampai hari keempat lah.
In line with the set SOP, the number of lion dance performers involved in the performance is limited. According to the latest SOP, lion dance performances are permitted from February 1 to February 4 from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the festive season. Meanwhile, Ho said they had now received many youth participation in the association activities.
Saya harap masyarakat Cina di muka boleh support tradisi ini lah. Bukan sahaja masyarakat Cina, untuk Manau, Iban, semua kaum boleh bersama support ni tradisi ini. Jangan bagi tradisi ini tak ada. Jadi ini penting bagi saya lah.
Every Chinese New Year celebration, youth who study or work abroad will miss their family back at their hometown. Quality time with family during the festive season is important among the Chinese, especially those working elsewhere to support their family. And as Sarawak entered the 4th phase of the NRP, TVS made a survey on the youth's expectation for the upcoming Year of the Tiger. And here are what some had to say.
过年我觉得真的非常的难得，因为去年全国实施了这个 MCO 的情况下，其实根本是没有办法跨州的。所以今年我觉得稍微的放松一点点，在西马的部分至少还能够就是跟家人团聚，偶尔也可以去一些比较亲属的家庭跟亲戚稍微拜访一下。所以我觉得去年跟今年的情况是完全不一样的。那我觉得。经过2年的一个训练，我相信人民应该是有办法在遵守 SOP 的情况下好好过年的。 我心情相当的兴奋，因为我觉得过年真的是要跟家人一起过，那才叫过年。因为它也象征着团圆。然后基本上我本身就是福州人，那每一个初一，每一年的初一，我们我的妈妈她一定是会煮鸡汤面线。所以初一的时候如果没有吃到鸡汤面线的话，就觉得说那不是过年。那今年就很感动，可以吃妈妈煮的鸡汤面线，那我心里面是非常的兴奋的。
去年我是跟我的男朋友在他们家里面一起过的，所以是在 KL 过年这样子哦。所以有点遗憾啦，因为那时候一直很想要期待是回家心情嘛，可是因为疫情的关系哦，所以就是沙州他们有一些政策是有办法要回去一定要隔离这样子，所以这其实是蛮遗憾的啦，就是看到父母亲也是在等我们回家这样子，看到他们有点是有点失望这样子，所以是蛮难过的。所以这一次能够回来真的是非常的开心。
WINNIE said she bought a plane ticket a few months ago after the Sarawak government released the SOP for the Chinese New Year celebration. Meanwhile, local bus promoter in Kuching Central said many people returned to their hometown on the weekend ahead of the Chinese New Year holiday.
Start dari semalam, semua trip dari pagi sampai malam semua full, termasuk hari ini dan juga esok lah sebelum Chinese New Year ni.
Smiles abound for those returning to meet their families again for the first time in a long time. However, they still need to comply with all outbreak prevention measures so as to not bring any infection back to their hometown.
我古晋回去名古屋，然后就可能这个时间一定回来，因为 Chinese New Year 嘛，跟家人团聚嘛。有啊，戴口罩那些消毒都有了，都有做 standby 啦。因为毕竟这个疫情，我们不能够随随便便轻松放。这样如果我们突然间没有去防这个东西，我们就完蛋了，就会中COVID了。
Ekosistem marine termasuk terumbu karang, rumput laut dan hutan bakau adalah amat penting dan memberi sumbangan dalam kemakmuran ekonomi, sosial dan alam sekitar. Nilai ekonomi yang boleh dijana daripada pemeliharaan ekosistem marine di taman laut adalah 8.7 bilion ringgit Malaysia setahun. Bersama-sama kita lindungi dan memelihara kelestariannya. Jadilah pengunjung kawasan taman laut yang bertanggungjawab dengan mematuhi peraturan yang ditetapkan. Sertai aktiviti sukarelawan dan menyokong usaha pemeliharaan ekosistem marine. Kurangkan penggunaan plastik sekali guna. Peka dan menghargai kepentingan hidupan laut dan ekosistemnya. Amalkan penggunaan teknologi hijau. Lupuskan peralatan rumah dan bahan berbahaya dengan kaedah yang betul. Gunakan baju organik dan mesra alam serta tingkatkan pengetahuan mengenai ekosistem marine.
Thank you for staying with us. And as the clock hits midnight, fireworks will light up the skies to usher in the Year of the Tiger. Without further ado, let's now cross over to our colleague MAHMUD Yusuf, who is on standby to witness the Chinese New Year countdown. Take it away, Yusuf.
Right, thank you, Douglas. Now, currently I am at one of the hot spots to view the fireworks show in Kuching. I'm on top of the City One rooftop. It is one of the hot spots for you to view the fireworks. And yes, every Chinese New Year, it is a norm for you to actually witness this fascinating show of a fireworks, because the Chinese community here, we are a mixed community, and this area in particular is resided by a majority of the Chinese community. Now, because 2021, we did not see any fireworks happen, but we did see, however, a fireworks show back in 2020 because that was before the pandemic hit. The Chinese New Year took place earlier in 2020. Now, personally, as someone who have been growing up in Kuching for the past 2 decades, viewing fireworks shows like this is a norm for me, a tradition for me, and of course my family as well. Back then, when I was 5 years old, I was residing in Tabuan Jaya, and it's a tradition for me to view these kind of fireworks with my grandfather. If you're watching right now, Grandpa, hi! Now, since many could not come back to their hometown from any other states of Malaysia or other countries last year, this year's incoming flight to Sarawak have increased from both other states in Malaysia and also other countries. And let me tell you something, the fireworks show in Kuching started as early as 8 p.m. and during that time we saw a couple of incoming airplanes landing into Kuching International Airport, and I assume the passengers on the flight enjoyed the fascinating view from a higher point. And of course, sorry, my bad. I would like to mention that countries like the US and the UK have loosened their restrictions for these celebrations for countries like China. Unfortunately, many states were put under a strict SOP to safeguard their citizens. I remember reading a story about a flower farmer where for every Chinese New Year celebration, he will be able to make or generate an income of about 6 figures of their money. But unfortunately this year, there were so many unsold flowers and he wasn't able to make the same amount of money, which should last him for the rest of the year. And on that note, I would like to call to our audience to have a good time this Chinese New Year, but also celebrate it safely. And that's all the time actually we have for tonight's TVS Nightline. I'm MAHMUD Yusuf, and on behalf of TVS, Kong Si Fa Chai to you. Celebrate safely and be well, be happy, bond together with your family, and of course, Huat Ah, Kong Si Fa Chai, 新年快乐!